Hello and welcome back to the Mystic Therapist podcast. My name is Brandy and this is my best friend Serena. Today we are going to talk about, have you ever felt like, what is astrology? How can this help me? Why does everybody talk about Saturn returns and north nodes and stelliums and all of these things and words? Like, what does a Mercury retrograde even mean, and how can it help me? How can I use astrology, human design, to help me have better relationships, to stop patterns, better friendships, more career and life purpose? So we're going to dive into all of that today. Serena is a certified astrologer. I know a thing or two as well. So we're just going to have some conversations about how you can use astrology to help you in your life, in your relationships, and the direction that you're taking. And just kind of overall green flags, red flags about certain placements and how to do your own chart. So let's go ahead and get into it. So, Serena, tell me a little bit about how you got into astrology, and someone who might not know too much about astrology, like where would they even start?
Okay. I can't pinpoint the exact moment that I got into astrology or that I was like, oh my God, this is it. There is one moment, but that's later on. And I know that wasn't the first time I was introduced because I was researching something.
Yeah.
So I think honestly, just your sun sign, it's the
Right.
modern day thing to be like, what are you?
And what's your
I'm a
sun sign?
Taurus. I'm a Taurus.
I'm a Leo. I had to say that because I'm a Leo.
Yeah,
And that's a
right.
total
No.
Leo thing to do. She didn't even ask me.
We're both fixed signs, which is a modality of that sign. You can have fixed, mutable, or cardinal. We can maybe get into that a little bit later, but I think it just always interested me. I've always had a past of wanting to understand myself better and the people around me, and I think it's one of the best ways to do that. I've just always kind of wanted to understand the world around me a little bit better. I've always liked psychology because of that.
Yeah. It's like that kind of like wanting to be understood and understand. I had that, and that's why I went into the psychology field, because I was like, why are people crazy?
Yeah.
No, but
Why am I crazy? No.
why is everyone around me doing this? How do I understand myself? And I think when you have that curiosity about other people and about yourself, you're gonna stumble into some astrology for sure. Yeah.
I've always also been kind of a little rebel. So I feel like somewhere along the way, somebody told me you can't do that because of our Christian upbringing. And I was like, well, can I? I'm gonna.
Yes, do.
Yeah, exactly. It's well, if it was,
It's witchcraft.
why would God tell me to look at it? No, I combine my take on spirituality and religion just really quick. I'm going to say my piece. They're supposed to be one. You're not supposed to separate them. They're supposed to feel together. And there's this oneness. And that's why every single city and area and country has their own religion, and people are spiritual, and they're just supposed to be together.
Yeah.
And I don't know why in the United States we've separated it, and it's this is the only way it could possibly.
You're cracked out witchy vibes, or you fit this other standard when really it
should be bridged together.
You can be whatever you want to be.
True, exactly. So I forgot you had.
So if someone, someone's new to astrology, where do they start? And where do they even start? How do you even explain what is astrology and how can it help you?
Yeah, so I use a cloud service because I'm an astrologer. I have everybody's chart saved, which is called lunaastrology.com. You don't have to pay for something to get started. You could go to Cafe Astrology if you just want to look it up on your phone. You just look up natal chart. You could also get. I'm not a huge fan of the CoStar app just because I don't really like horoscopes. I don't like the fortune telling aspect of astrology. I think that's also something that sets me apart is I do a little bit more of intuitive reading with astrology, and it's like a guide. It's not supposed to be this end all be all,
blueprint of everything, must follow this in every structured way.
Yeah, I don't feel that way at all. But I do think it just helps you understand yourself more and maybe the world around you, certain things we're going through. So there's plenty of apps. You could literally Google something and yeah.
So what are someone's okay, I want to go look at my astrology. What would they want to be looking at in order to help themselves how can they use it for them, for their life, their relationships, their career? Where would they even start?
I think if you want a really good in-depth reading, you need to have your birth time. I think that's step one. And in the United States, the Labor of Bureau statistics, they work hand in hand with your birth certificate, and you can get your birth time. So there's a lot of people who are like, my mom doesn't know, or we don't have it, or whatever. And that kind of sucks. But if you don't have your birth time, that's okay. I just think one of the most important pieces of your chart, every astrologer has their own piece on this, but I think your rising is the most important. And
Wow.
the reason I think that is because that's where your chart starts. That's where your degrees are found. Getting like super into the depth of astrology. There's degrees, there's transit, there's all these little things that matter that are more than your sun sign. And I think that that's important to note if you're somebody that's like, well, I'm not like my sun sign. It's like, well, maybe you have no other placements in like
Me,
Leo or
yeah.
Taurus or,
Mhm.
and it's expressed in a totally different way. There's also deacons. So depending on where you were born in the month, you could be first, second, or third deacon of that sign. And then that's going to be a different expression. It is really deep, but I think your rising is one of the most important things. If you cannot get your birth time, there's just no way, shape, or form, you still can try to figure out some of your chart. You're just not going to have those like really depth degrees, transits, but you can get a good overview.
And tell you. Like, why is it the most important, do you feel?
I heard somebody say this like analogy the other day that your rising is the bus driver of this like bus that has all of your like planets and houses and
Mm.
everything in it. And your sun sign says, we want to go this way, but your rising sign kind of like drives you there.
Mm.
So I think that it's like a lot of
So you
people
wanna work
say,
with your rising
you want to work
sign.
with your rising sign and the
Yeah.
ruler of your rising sign. So, mine Pisces rising, and I have two rulers of a modern day and a like ancient, I guess, ruler, and it's Neptune and Jupiter, I believe. And so I have two to work with, which is funny for me. It's just like makes it more like free, I guess. But it's just good to work with that energy. It kind of tells you where you're going. That combined with your sun sign explains a lot about you. And your rising sign is going to be like what people, a lot of times, what people feel when they first meet you.
Yeah, like those first impressions. I've heard that a
It can be
lot for
what you look
rising.
like.
Yes.
There's like an overlapping thing with like everybody's rising sign where there's like similar eye shape, hair color, even.
I've noticed that with Virgo rising. Like,
Yeah,
you have a similar look. It's
yeah.
so interesting.
Like Pisces or Pisces rising have kind of like a doe, like the doe eyes and like a
They have,
soft
like, a
kind of
soft feel.
appearance. And like Virgo risings, I think I read something about like bold. You have like a bold face structure. You also have like usually darker like hair, darker features, right? I don't remember all of them.
I've always, like, had, like, big chin bone, like, you could
Yeah,
see my, like, chin
it's like
bones
chiseled,
and
that like
yeah,
chiseled,
yeah,
yeah.
chisel.
Chiseled. It's all right. Looks good.
Chisel.
So yeah, I just think your rising sign is really important for that reason. Do you have any questions on the rising sign? I have like my top three that I think are really important in your chart.
Yeah, what are the top 3 that are the most important to, like
You should know your sun sign. I don't really think that's in the top three, but I'm just gonna say it. Like you should know your sun sign. It's kind of like
I
it's
feel
your
like
little
everyone generally
groupie.
knows their sun sign,
Yeah.
but that's where people stop. Like, even people who don't they know about astrology, but they don't go super in depth. I
Hmm.
feel like they're like, "Oh, you're Scorpio, then you're like this," when really that Scorpio has so many other aspects about
Hmm.
themselves.
Hmm.
Same with Leo. "Oh, you're a Leo, you like attention."
Hmm.
Maybe a little bit.
Or you're a Taurus, you like food.
Yeah, right.
I
Like, you
do,
hear those
but
classic things, but there's so
doesn't
much
everyone?
more there. So, like,
Yeah.
what are the other things that really make a difference in who you are and, like,
Mhm.
how?
So your moon sign, I'm actually gonna that's probably gonna be my third one. Your Mercury sign. I think communication is super important. That's the number one way as humans, what makes us different from like other mammals.
Other
We can
species.
talk, other
That's how
species.
we've
We
evolved.
have a brain that communicates and is able to express our ideas and this crazy brain that we have that's like so powerful. Your Mercury sign is all about communication and connection. And I think your Mercury is so important because it can kind of allude to, okay, this is how I can get across in a really clear way. Or this is why maybe I had trouble like spitting out what I need to spit out. Or like I have a Taurus Mercury. So
You can use it to your advantage to communicate and share
exactly,
your truths or,
exactly.
yeah,
Mhm.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, use it to
So
your advantage.
sure. So the Mercury is super important. Like Taurus Mercuries are supposed to have like a velvet voice. Like there's all these different things that, and I've had so many people in my life like say, wow, you have a good voice. Like you could do radio or you could do a podcast or
Yeah,
younger or like people that told me I should sing and like little things like that. So I do think your Mercury is super important and that can dictate how you connect with other people around you. And
that's so
we've
true.
said before, connection's really important. So I do just think that's like number two in understanding and learning yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Virgo Mercury. Here's my other
Just quick
Virgo.
wit it. Yeah,
Chiseled
yes.
talk.
Oh, that's gonna be our word for the
Yeah.
podcast.
Chiseled talk. I
Chisel.
feel like that
Uh,
is true though. Like, Virgos are so sharp
yes, they
with their
are. They are. And
yeah.
that's what makes them like unique. Like that's
Mhm.
the cool part. And you have a Virgo Mercury. That's actually so more depth about astrology. You can have home placements within a planet. So Virgo is ruled by Mercury, the planet, and also Gemini is ruled by Mercury. So it has two there. And when you have that placement, it's at home. It's super comfortable. So being at home in a planet that's all about communication and connection, that just means you're gonna flow.
Ha Say it's like a
It's a
more
natural.
natural area of life for you
Yeah.
if your sign is, like, at home in that planet. So for what is Mercury's home sign?
Virgo and Gemini.
Okay,
Yes. And then
okay.
from there you could
Just learning how to
have.
talk.
Yes, that's right. You should. You should. But from there you also have planets that are in detriment, and it's usually like 3 away. So if you have I believe it's a Scorpio Mercury, you have a little bit more trouble expressing yourself. And then I think that the other one, because it's 3 away from Gemini, so that would be Taurus, Aries, Pisces Mercury, can just maybe be like a little out there. Like you're like, wait, I'm having trouble even understanding what they're saying right now. Like that can kind of be the vibe just because Pisces is just like
When I
always
think of Pisces, I
their
think of, like,
place.
they're just, like, daydreaming up in the
Yes.
clouds.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
they're on another
They're
kind of
fun. They're cool.
sphere, like
But they're
aliens,
not gonna get to
something.
the point, like, right away, like, that's not a Pisces thing, they wanna
Yeah.
take you on a journey. So
They're really
there's
artistic,
they are,
creative.
yeah. So there's detriment places, but that doesn't mean you can't talk or you're not gonna be able to communicate with anyone. Like that's not what that means at all. It's not
Yeah.
not as natural. There's also so you've got your at-home placements, you've got detriment, you've got I think exaltation or exaltation. It's basically like it's not its home planet, but the sun shines on it. So that's like how it was like explained to me. So it's still comfortable in that position. So if you think about like Mercury is kind of a hard one just because there's, like, a lot of little, like there are 2 rule there's,
Second one is moon sign that you feel like
yeah,
is really important to know.
yes, yeah, moon sign's really important to know, I think, for
Oh, you said
yourself.
3rd. That was the 3rd one.
3rd. 2nd's Mercury, 1st is your rising, 2nd is Mercury, 3rd is your moon sign.
So what is
Um,
moon sign like, what does that mean? If we like your moon sign, like mine is Gemini.
yeah, your moon sign is your moods and emotions. This is gonna be the people that know you the most or you're closest with, this is
They'll
your
probably see you as that.
they see you as that a little bit
Mhm.
more than it's like deeper than your rising, it's deeper than your sun sign, and it's just like how you express yourself. So it's going to be your moods and emotions, how you genuinely react to something when you're truly comfortable with somebody. That's that's who they know you as. And so I also have an air moon, I'm Aquarius moon as well. So like think about like your partner, your mom, your dad, like your closest friends are going to really see you as this. And there are other ways that it impacts you in like decision making and processing. But I think it's super important to we're on the topic of self discovery. So it's like you should know yourself. And that's like the moon sign is very personal.
Yeah, I feel that.
Mhm.
I think a lot of people, when they think about zodiac, they might not identify entirely with their sun sign. And I think when they learn about their moon sign, they really identify with that because that is your moods and emotions. That's
Yeah.
like, who you kind of are on a much deeper level than just like that sun.
Hmm.
I think it's like that deeper layer of yourself. Yeah.
100%. I completely agree with that.
So how could someone like use astrology for dating and relationships? Thoughts on that?
So, I mean, you can use it in like a compatibility way. Like you can overlay a chart and see, um, like, are we compatible? I believe in free will though, because there's like my husband and I, he's a Leo, I'm a Taurus. Base level, not super compatible for what they say. It's like a good match, but it's not like a great match. Like you're gonna be so in love. And
Mhm.
like it never said that. It just said like you have to know each other in order to thrive together. So I think you could use it really surface level, like I said earlier. It doesn't have to be the end all be all. However, there are patterns, there are trends in life. Like I have trouble dating Virgos and Libras. Just that for me is not like
Yeah.
my thing. It's because I mean Virgos I just have to be friends with Virgos. Like I can't if I'm in a relationship with Virgos, I feel like it's overly critical. It's too much for me. I'm like, "Wait, you got to let me be free a little bit."
Yeah, I can't even I have a hard time being friends with Virgos because I do have so many Virgo placements where
Mhm.
they amplify it in me. Some of those, because there's so much of it, and there's parts of them I love, and then there's parts of them that become a little too
It's like
intense.
their symbols. Like, symbols are good. It sounds good in music, but, like
The criticalness and the perfectionism of Virgos, and then mine, because I have a lot of that energy too. Sometimes it can, when both of those sides of the Virgo is activated, like kind of those shadow sides. And I had a best friend that was a Virgo, it gets heavy and dense
Mhm.
and really difficult.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
although I have a lot of Virgo placements, I have a hard time with Virgos too.
Yeah. And Libras, I have a hard time with. I mean, we share the same planet. Like Taurus and Libra, they're ruled by Venus. So every sign gets a ruler, just so you know. And it's usually a planet. Regardless, like the outside of that is Leo and Cancer. You're ruled by the sun or the moon. But something about that, like Libra counterpart for me, I just like have always felt like they don't let me under the surface. And I can't stand that. Like, I like get so irritated by that. So,
So you do notice trends when you meet people with like their sun sign. You're like,
yes. And I don't judge
yes.
them. I really don't do that. Like, I just don't, but you can't help but like as an astrologer, I've taken into account all of these experiences I've had, and the statistics for me point to what I've already said. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
So with relationships, you say you don't really need to use it for compatibility. So how could you like use astrology for dating and relationships? Would you say like what are the green flags versus the red flags to look for if you are dating somebody?
Yeah, I think it's all about like expression. So your love and abundance relationships, that's the planet Venus. So if you really want to understand how somebody gives and receives love, not necessarily sex, it's going to be on that Venus sign. So I'm a Taurus Venus. That means I'm at home in that like placement, and some stuff just comes naturally to me, like romanticizing things, like sensuality, like the five sense living, like your senses. So you could kind of like take a look at, remember your Venus sign, it's Virgo, right?
Virgo,
Yeah. So
I
y-
think.
I'm pretty sure it is. That feels really
Yeah.
right. You have a stellium in Virgo.
Yeah, there's
Feels
something
right.
in Gemini that's the other relationship one.
Oh, you're Libra. You might be a Libra Venus.
No, that's for the
That's your
conversation. That's like
Mars.
the Mars.
Your Mars. Okay.
I think my Venus is Virgo or Gemini. There's a relationship one that's in Gemini. What's the other relationship planet? Like that has to do with that.
You might be right. You might actually be
Because I think I have
you
the
might be a
Gemini
Gemini
Venus.
Venus. Okay.
She's gonna look at my
Now
chart
that
right
I'm
now.
thinking, yeah, that's what I'm doing over here. Let's see. The moon's
She
currently
literally
in
has like
Virgo.
a whole chart of people in here, like including like infants. There are infants in there. Which I love. Like our best friend just had a baby and immediately Serena's like, here's her chart. Also, I'm
And I'm
so
like
glad everything
talking
went
about
well.
it.
Here's her chart. Pisces sun with I don't remember her moon.
Taurus moon.
Taurus moon.
And
Yeah.
Virgo
Like,
rising, right? Or
and
what
that's
was
what's great about having an astrologer in your life.
you are a or Virgo Venus
Oh,
and a
okay.
Virgo Mercury.
Yeah.
Your Gemini placement's just your moon.
Oh, okay. For some reason I
Um
thought it was somewhere else too.
It could be. The confusing thing about astrology is that you can have different placements in the world. So I go off of it's called Placidus. I think I'm saying that right. But there's like Vedic astrology and all kinds of things. It can get really confusing. But whenever I do any of my readings, that's what I do it off of. And that's what I base a lot of my stuff off of. And there's like whole sign where you don't have degrees or anything, which can be good if you're wanting to keep everything in each house, which this is like really it's getting complicated. But anyway, I was going to tell you with a Virgo Venus, you probably receive love in a very like practical, diligent way, and I think you give love in that way as well. Like as friends with friendships, you show up consistently.
Yeah.
You're very practical in your approach, and same thing with love. You want somebody that's practical but also
Mhm.
really shows up for you. Like
And I'm dating a Sag Venus. So we've got some differences there. And I
yes,
think that's how
definitely.
like astrology can be helpful to understand your partner. Like, it's like
Mhm.
I have that very practical, like how I show love and receive love.
Mhm.
How I'm dating someone with a Sagittarius Venus, so very opposite in a
That's
lot of
funny.
ways.
I both
So
have
I don't
men
even
that are
know how like
fiery.
yeah, it's just like that fiery way where there's the earth signs, the fire signs, the water, and the
Air.
air, and so Virgo is earth, grounded, practical,
Sometimes,
practical.
just kidding.
Yeah. And then the fire, which is Sagittarius, which is my boyfriend's sign, they're
They're
fiery,
free,
bold, they're free.
fiery.
free-spirited,
Mhm.
they're going.
They're always moving forward. Sagittarius is like that arrow.
Yeah. So then I think that's helpful to know with friendships or relationships or just people in general. Like, it's just that self awareness as a tool for, like, so this is why they're like this. Now I understand why they might not have that grounded, practical
Mhm,
approach with some
mhm.
things and they're like this. You can like appreciate and see it in another person, which I feel like that's how it's helpful too.
Totally. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Adam is a Leo Venus, and Leos really like to be the center of attention. And so it works because I have that Venus placement in home in
So you're able to
Taurus.
like give that to
I
him.
like giving that. It's really
Yeah.
easy for me to do that. I want it back sometimes, but I think that that just does work. And he is very when he is on his romantic game, it's very fun. It's very spicy. It's very different. It's that fire sign flair. Yeah, and I love the elements aspect too of astrology. I think it helps you a little understand each grouping. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. The elements are helpful to know.
It's like Avatar,
Yeah. I am fire.
Earth.
Yeah. Um, so when it comes to dating it or just charts in general, what are the biggest red flags in
Oh
your
yes,
opinion
I can
in
answer
people's
this.
charts? Biggest red flags in people's charts.
Okay, if you have a stellium in the 8th house, it's just like a no for me, dog. Like, I don't want you want you
What
around
does
me.
that mean?
I don't want you around me. I'm just kidding. It's not even like that. So the 8th house is the owner of the 8th house is Scorpio. So I love a good Scorpio. I'm a Taurus. That's my sister sign. Sister sign is your opposite sign. Think of that like yin and yang. You can't have one without the other. They have the same themes, but they also have their differences that are very strong. Scorpio is all about death and rebirth and transformation, and honestly, constantly going through it. There's just a lot of lessons that Scorpio has agreed to undergo in this lifetime, if you are one. Um,
They're like deep and
they are,
intense.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they're cool and they're fun. They have that, like, Taurus is their sister sign, so they have that connection to Venus, but I think Scorpio's ruler is Neptune. I could be wrong about that, but I think Neptune's like that
Pluto.
Pluto. Yeah, Pluto. It's that underworld, like, leader kind of vibes.
Death and rebirth is a
It
big theme with Scorpio, just like
it's
the
intense. It's
themes.
the
Yeah.
theme. And I think the 8th house really just brings to me doesn't mean you're doomed. It just brings out like the worst in whatever it is in. So if you've got like an 8th house stellium and it's in Capricorn, it's like you're really going to go through it with like your career, your education, your friends, like whatever makes you feel grounded. As soon as you feel grounded, life's going to dig it up and it's going to make you start over again.
Rebirth. Yep.
Yeah.
This is
And
going to die and then you're going to rebirth in this way.
exactly, exactly. So I just think that, like, for me and the experiences I've had and the people I've been around, I'm like, that's a lot. And I really
We have a
wish
lot
you
to deal with.
well. Truly wish you
Good luck.
well. But I need to not be near that, especially because I have a 12th house stellium, which some people could say is a no for them.
What's a stellium?
A stellium is a concentrated energy in a planet, so like a sign or a house or both. If you're a whole sign astrologer, it's usually both because they don't do those like crazy degrees. But basically, you have to have three or more in that one sign or house, and then that creates a stellium.
So if you have, we have 12 houses or 12 different kind of placements. So I have 3 in Virgo. So I
Mhm.
have a Virgo stellium.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I have 3 in Taurus and I have 3 in Aquarius, and so I have a Aquarius and a Taurus stellium.
Okay.
Um,
So that means you carry a lot of that energy
you
just of
carry a
that
lot of that
sign.
energy and you're supposed to do something with it in this life. I think it's
Okay.
like I always refer to it like on TikTok, I'm like, it's your superpower. However, it can be your super problem too. You know,
There's so much of it.
can't
There is
ignore
a
it.
dark side to every sign or the shadow of
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
sign,
Yeah. Yeah.
the conflict that each one has. Yeah.
Yes. And some stelliums are just like a little more intense than the others. Like, if you have a stellium in Libra, you're probably going to be like a Bella Hadid or something. Like, it's just a different vibe. Libra is like love, beauty, fairness,
Can always like
chill.
tell when like someone's a Libra. They just have
They
this.
have this it girl thing or it
Yes.
gum.
One of my friends is a Libra and like I'm a Leo and like Leo and Libra have this like energy too together where,
Mhm.
because Leos are like Leos and they want to be like the center and like
Mhm.
glamorous and flashy and all those things. And I'm like, when I hang out with like a Libra person, I'm like, okay, like we both We both that
We
girl
get
right
it going
now.
on. Yeah, yeah. For real. I've had a lot of really good friends that are Libras.
That is my sister sign
Mhm,
because Leo and Aquarius are both fixed signs. They're like opposites, but that opposites attract type of energy. Love Aquariuses. I don't have a lot of Aquariuses in my life, but I love them. But dating one was a trip because they do have such of that detached energy. And then my heavy Virgo energy with that detached Aquariusness was like really difficult to like
mhm,
navigate. There was always like something else going on with them. Like
mhm,
they're with you, but then they're kind of not with you and they're going to be a couple other places too.
mhm.
Not even like literally, just like energetically and in their minds sometimes. So that was hard to date.
Your sister sign, so the sign opposite of you, is always gonna be the sign that's going to provide the most growth and understanding, and if you can make it work, it can be, like, transformational, like,
Wow.
beyond different levels that are just, like, hard to explain. They're there for your growth, and whether that's in, like, a
Does
friendship.
every sign have a sister sign?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
it's always your opposite sign, so when you look at this, like, um, natal chart or the astrology wheel, it's always going to be the one opposite of you. There's there's,
I
like,
can
this
see that for it was like
access.
my
Yeah,
first love, first boyfriend, and it
yeah,
was very transformational for me. Didn't date anybody for 5 years after that
yeah, like,
because, yeah,
it can be a lot. It definitely can. I remember that time frame, but my husband's sister is an Aquarius and my husband is a Leo, so they are that opposite, equal but opposite, and they definitely also have, like, a lot of growth things, and they've also had good connection, like, there is that, like yeah, so sister sign can be big growth, can be big changes, can be big reward if you make it work. Then, like, we'll just do you for example. So, Leo, the signs that you are neighboring are usually too close to you for like you to make it really work. So, Virgos for
should really be
you,
with like Cancers or Virgos.
Cancers, like it's kind of like you can make it work, but they're your neighbor. It's like too close for comfort, you know?
Like that's Sally down the street.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the girl next door, and it's like, whoa, grew
Yeah.
up
It's
together.
too much. I don't need to be like with you like that, you know, in any capacity. So it's kind of,
Yeah.
but it's not to tell you how to live your life. It's just this is our compatibility thing. We're gonna keep it going.
Hmm.
So then that
Insight.
second sign, insight, yes, that second sign from you, so two away from you. So that would be no, yeah, yeah, two away from you. I've heard is the best, can be the best fit for you. So like Gemini's, Libras, we're basing this off of the Leo, like going out from there. Those can be good fits for you because they're two away. They're not super comfortable. They're kind of fun, but it's like there's a little bit of a I don't know if I trust this kind of vibe. Three away from you is gonna be your same modality. So Taurus and Scorpio that would be those are your fixed signs, and those can work, but they can be harder because you share that same energy of how you respond to things in life. So that fixed energy for Leo, that can be hard, but it can also be like, wow, we overlap in this, like we actually get each other. The let's see here, the fourth one away from you is going to be your same element. And so that same
Right.
element energy is actually very powerful and a really good placement. So if you're thinking compatibility, think, okay, what is my like fourth one away from me? For you, that's
Those are gonna be like those like
Sagittarius.
naturally like ones
They
that
naturally fit.
I love Aries, one of my favorite signs. Love being around Sagittarius too, and that's just because they're fire. So
Mhm,
I have some Aries and some Sag friends that I'm just like love being around them. We get each other's energy,
mhm.
automatically because of that Leo.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, and then the one right before your sister sign, so that 5th placement away from you, they're kind of like that second one away from you, so it's almost like they're like a brother or sister. They're like, "I don't know if I like this kind of energy." So for you, that would be your Capricorn or Pisces. So it's like good fit, but is it too good of a fit? Is this like
Yeah.
my bro? You know, like,
Yeah.
so it's that's like an interesting way to think about the compatibility based off of your sign. Uh,
What are some other red flags in charts
yeah, red flags.
that
Okay,
your opinion?
it's my opinion. I actually really like Scorpios. So the 8th house is like a red flag for me. I think Scorpios are cool. I've always really vibed with them. I like their
I
depth.
like Scorpios too.
I
Never had a lot in my life. I know I'm
yeah.
dating one, but I've always
Yeah,
liked
Jordan
him.
Laney's
Yeah, he's
yeah,
like our best
she
friend
was like
right
a
now.
high school best friend, shout out. But not high school. Well, I mean, we love
Yeah,
Jordan
why did we
Lane,
say
but
high school? It's like literally like kindergarten.
elementary school. Anyway, I haven't met a lot of Scorpios either, but I've always vibed really hard with them. My mom's best friend is one. Well, green flags. I like Scorpios. I think they're actually cool, and if you can handle a little emotional depth, I
Red
think
flag signs.
yes.
What do you feel like?
I'm, like, trying to pick because it's, like, there's the obvious ones. Everybody says, like, Gemini.
I saw something that Billie Eilish said, and she was like, Gemini girls, love them.
Yeah.
Life of the party.
Yeah.
Fun as heck. Gonna talk to everyone.
Yeah.
Gemini guys, hell
Don't.
no.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't even.
which, like, yeah, kind of
They're
agree.
gonna draw you in, like, they're just like Gemini girls, they're gonna draw you in, but I do think there should be, like, a warning label, like, for Gemini guys. You have to, like you gotta I don't know, you gotta be ready for some crazy shit and some inconsistency and, if you're the type of person that, like, doesn't like monogamy or, like, doesn't like I'm not saying they're gonna, like, cheat on you, I just think, like I just think that they like to explore, like, that's
Yeah,
the way their minds work, that's the way
they do.
their energy is, and yeah, female could be the same way, so it's like, I don't wanna, like, discriminate, but yeah, Gemini men, I've never even dated one. I
Me
guess I've
either.
had, like, maybe a fling with some.
What are the signs that you've dated?
Should we count, like, talking to or just, like, solely relationships?
Maybe just relationships.
Okay, so Virgo, Libra, and Taurus, and I guess, like, you have to count my husband, Leo.
Virgo, Libra, Taurus, Leo.
Leo too?
Oh no, I was restating yours.
Oh, yeah, sorry,
Mine's
guys.
Aquarius. We haven't even dated each other's we haven't dated the same
Sign.
sign.
Yeah.
Aquarius,
Well, I have.
Aries, and Scorpio.
Uh-huh. Aquarius, Aries, and
Yeah.
Scorpio. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Aquarius, Aries, and Scorpio. So you've done one of every except for water.
Yeah, and I have no water in my chart. What does that mean? What if someone doesn't have
Means
an
you could
element
probably
in
use a
their
little bit
chart?
of water in your life. Wait, no, why did I say no water? Scorpio's a water. So no air.
No, I have no water.
You have no water in your chart, but I said you
Oh,
haven't dated a water sign.
now I've dated one. Yeah.
So you've never dated an earth sign. I got it
No.
confused. So you've dated an air sign, you've dated a
I have
fire, and
earth friends. I would say
the earth energy holds you down.
yes, I
You're good there.
love earth signs. Capricorn. I don't know about that one,
They're a
but
little strong.
my nephew's Capricorn, my aunt's a Capricorn. Obviously, I love them. But
Yeah.
as friends, haven't had a lot of Capricorn girlfriends, but love Tauruses. I've
Mhm.
had a lot of Taurus friends, Taurus people. Tauruses are dope, I feel like. Everyone loves a Taurus,
Mhm.
honestly.
One way or another, you do.
It's really the
Yeah.
sign of beauty and love and all those things.
Friendships, yeah.
Okay, so last thing about astrology. Give me a quick, if you're this sign, this is what you should know about yourself. Or something that could help each sign.
About each sign. Okay. Let's start with Aries. You are meant to be free and bold and take action that's completely messy. Like, it's meant for you.
Love a
And
messy Aries.
yes,
I truly do.
you should just do it.
Love
Like,
Aries.
don't
and their
sit on the fence.
chaoticness.
Just do it. When you like literally are like, I'm fucking doing this, like your life is so much better, you're so much more aligned, and you usually get what you want because it's like a
Aries are
steadfast,
fierce.
like driving 100 miles an hour, like just fucking do it.
They're guns blazing down
Guns
the highway,
blazing.
and they own it and they captivate that energy so well.
Own the energy. That's
irresistible.
for sure with the Aries.
Love that energy
I
too.
love that energy too. It can get a little I was raised by an Aries mom. It's a little like sometimes I'm like, oh my God, like I'm scared.
True.
I'm chill. I'm a chill Taurus. So it's like, of course, you mess with the bulls, you get the horns. Like there's that part of me, but it's not like an Aries. It's not expressed in the same way at all.
Okay, so Taurus.
Yeah, yeah. I was just thinking ram and bull growing up, me and my mom. But Taurus. Oh, let's see here. Work with your five senses. Figure out how to let's just do an example. You're cooking at home. Smell what you're cooking. Taste a little bit of it once it's ready or you're halfway there.
Taurus in their
Play
food.
around with I know, right? It's of course it's a food fucking example. But you could do this with art. Let's say you want to do an
Yeah.
art project. You don't feel very
So
artistic.
sensual.
Yeah,
Getting those
just bring it in.
senses.
Put an incense on and put some of your favorite music on, and maybe you need to dance a little bit before you get creative. Work with that energy that your body has, and that's going to bring you home. Don't be afraid to change and to go with the flow. I'm sure you're a Gemini. If you're listening to this, you're like, I do that all the time. But just there's
Kind of meant to be in that flow.
it's meant to be in that flow, and I think a lot of Geminis when they don't let themselves flow, they feel a lot of anxiety, and
Mhm.
anxiety is your friend. It's there. It's looking out for you, but you're a Gemini. You got to own that. You got to be okay with changing. And if you know
Of anxiety. As a Gemini moon, I think that's a common correlation I've seen because of how Geminis are. Our
Yeah,
minds are going everywhere, but
a
that's
million
actually our
miles a minute.
gift.
It's your gift for
Own it.
sure, for
Or
sure.
learn how to like kind of get grounded in that and
Also,
flow
if you
with
know
it.
a Gemini, just give them a little grace. They're like, there's a lot going on there. Like, there really is. So they don't even know what to do with it half the time, I swear.
Give your Gemini friends some grace
Yeah,
because, like,
for
whoa,
real.
they got a
For
lot going
real.
on in their head. As the moon, I get it too.
Yeah.
Um,
What's next? Cancer.
Cancer.
Try not to do something basic here, like not about your feelings. If you are a Cancer, you are intuitive. You've been given a gift of being in touch with yourself and the world around you. Cancer is ruled by the moon, so trust your inner guidance and intuition and use the ability. Cancers can be like master manipulators, so I don't want you to use that. I'm not saying that as a bad thing. I'm just saying it to be aware. You can use that. Like you have intuition and you have
Don't let your emotions get the best of you
what's
too,
it
I'd
called
say
when you
for a
can like
Cancer.
influence? You have influence. So use
Mhm.
that to the best of your ability.
I'd say to work with your emotions as a Cancer 'cause it is
True,
the
or work with
gift.
your emotions. I feel like it's like the basic Taurus thing to say. They're gonna be emotional, but they're not at the same time.
Yeah.
I think the shadow side of that is like over too much, not too much motion, but just like letting it control your life. Leo. This is personal. I know a lot of Leos, so I'm like,
You can say it.
yeah. Well, I'm just like, where do I go with this?
Unbiased mind.
Unbiased, yeah, yeah. Don't be afraid to let yourself shine. Like, I think that Leos, there's that stigma, so don't let that stigma hold you back of, like, you wanna be the center of attention, like, that's your superpower, you should be the center of attention. You have been given this gift to
Fine.
shine, exactly, and I think that you
To
should
be the
just
center, like,
let
to be that
yourself
light.
shine.
They're the sun.
Don't let your insecurities, like, rule your life because we all have them. And I
You're
guarantee you
meant to be in the
nobody
spotlight,
exactly,
Yes.
nobody's looking at you in the way that you look at yourself. There's no way. That's next. Virgo. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. Try to be a little bit more your thing in life is to be of service to other people. And a lot of times your boldness and your truth comes out in a way that you didn't expect it to come out. But I just think if you could put a small little lens, like some sunglasses on before you like speak your mind. Think about how you can be of service to somebody. So it's like maybe like sugarcoat something, but I know that's like low key kind of impossible. Every Virgo I know is like, I ain't sugarcoating it, which is
They don't sugarcoat it.
powerful.
They're like,
Yeah. You know what? Actually, I changed my advice there. Don't sugarcoat anything because you truly have the gift of gab and
"Yep,
you're supposed
call it how
to
you see it."
you're supposed to refine it for other people.
That's true.
But yeah, be of service. Try to find ways to like give back to your community, give back to other people around you. It's okay to know they're making a giant mistake and still be there for them, you know? So yeah, don't cut people out. Unless you truly feel like you
Virgo,
should.
Libra.
Is that next? Sorry. Libra. It's okay to pick a side. It's okay to not be so, gosh, I need to be like so balanced and so perfect. Like it's okay to just express yourself in a way that might offend somebody else. Like it's okay.
Yeah,
So
Libra is in the they're the scale. I have a friend that's a Libra rising, and, like,
yeah.
it kinda drives me crazy sometimes. Because 'cause I'm like, "It doesn't all have to be balanced." Sometimes it's not
Yeah.
balanced, but Libras do get hung up on that, and that's kind of, like, what they need is, like, that balance in all areas.
Yeah, but I think also it's like a part of their shadow too. Like it can
Yeah,
get over controlling and it's like, people want to you have this natural ability to attract people. Um and you should flow with that. Like don't like be genuine. Like you should say what needs to be said sometimes.
yeah.
Instead of just like hiding behind this like, well, what's fair, what's not fair? Like don't always play by that rule.
Stop rage baiting everybody.
Stop raging on. That's my favorite
Scorpios
thing on my
love
TikTok
to
to say.
rage bait, but it's
Scorpio,
kind of funny, but, if you have a Scorpio in your life, you're like, "Okay, you're taking it too far."
let one more person in than you have. I think Scorpios they're great friends. They're fun to be around. They like are kind of like Libras in a way, like where they just like attract people in, even though they maybe don't want to be doing that. I would say if you're a Scorpio and you have let your partner in a little bit more today, or let your friend in a little bit more, or your parents, like just open up to somebody today.
Yeah,
Um, in whatever way that feels like natural for you. Because it's gonna be healthier for you to do that.
yeah. I like that.
This
Love Sag.
love a Sag too. Let's see what would be a good piece of advice for a Sag. Like I'm coming up with like just do it. I feel like Sag energy can kind of feel I think they can get in their own heads and be sensitive about the decisions that they want to make that feel selfish. But I do think that a big part of your spiritual growth and being a Sag in general is just like going with what your heart tells you to go with. It's like a very compassionate, heart-led sign. And yeah, just do it. It's like probably dumb advice, but yeah,
They're the arrow.
they're the arrow. Just let go.
Like, just follow your
Let
path.
go and let God.
Britney Spears is
Trust.
a Sagittarius,
Miley
Taylor Swift,
Cyrus.
Miley Cyrus. Think about them and, like, they have gotten all their success because they have just, like, I feel like gone for it and been themselves and just, like, blazed their, like, wildly amazing path in their own way. And I think that's that fire energy.
It's spiritual to me too. It's like a very spiritual sign as well to just
Yeah.
like truly be yourself
There's
without
something about
like,
a Sag.
yeah,
Love
yeah,
Sages.
same.
Okay, Capricorn, chill out.
I know, I was about to say relax. Sounds like what's coming to my mind.
Just chill out.
Yeah, it's okay to take a break. Like it's okay to
Yeah.
rest. Learn something from your fellow earth sign that like loves to chill. Like you don't have to be as chill as me. You can't be. You're not gonna be me. But you need to take a moment and like find something for yourself. And it needs to be more often than you think it does. Also, you personally as a Capricorn, I know you need to give people in your life more grace. There's a lot of like judgment going on there. And
Yeah, I could see that.
in like acceptance of the people around you. Like you can't control everybody. It's just not going to happen. You are a cardinal sign. You're a good builder of the
A
society that we
worker.
have. Yes, cardinals, they get it done. Cardinal signs get it done. Thank you for that. We need you in this, but it's okay to take a break. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. Aquarius, let's see. Keep being you. Aquarius are super unique signs. They're air signs. They're probably a little bit all over the place. That's my moon sign. I don't know if I said that. I probably did already. But yeah, I just think like Aquarius are like, to me, Aquarius are like more alien than Pisces. Like Pisces are like almost like not okay, not gods, but like
They're like
spiritual.
alien neighbors,
They're
kinda.
alien neighbors. They're also the wisest. So Capricorn, Aquarius, and
Aquariuses are so
Pisces,
funny. They're the best to talk to, I swear.
they're the wisest sign. They're the oldest. That's like the thing about the last three in the zodiac. But yeah, I think don't be afraid to be you and don't be afraid to be a little weird. Like you
Love
are
a weirdo.
supposed to be weird. You're different.
Aquariuses are
You are
weird.
different. You're on another planet. You're on another planet with Pisces next to it. Definitely not on the same planet. If you know, you know. Pisces, like, yeah. I'm just thinking like pretty done with Aquarius. We'll wrap that one up. Is my advice for you and like understanding yourself, I guess. Like you're supposed to be soft for a reason. So lean into that. And you're super intuitive, you're super wise, and you may not be able to put it into words or explain it to somebody else, but just that inner knowing of,
I feel like that's why they're artists too,
I'm
a lot of the
here.
time.
Yeah, this is what I'm here for. They're either artists, they're lovers, they're
Expressionista.
expressionistas for sure in a different way than Leo. But
Yeah,
yeah, just like tap in and know that you're supposed to be kind of a softie. Like you're a water sign after all. Like it's okay to feel, it's okay to take those feelings and those emotions and express them and get them out into the world that so that other people can enjoy what you're going through too. Yeah.
I love it. Oh my goodness. Thank
Mhm.
you so much.
Mhm.
I feel like we could talk about this forever and ever and ever. We love astrology. Love astrology. I remember like learning about it when I was like 8 years old, like in the back of a car on the way to Florida. But thank you so much
You're
for all of your
welcome.
wisdom and insight. And yeah, hopefully this was helpful to like figure out stuff about your sign and just like what to look for and compatibility and just how to use it for yourself in your life. And like, like you said, it's not an end all be all. Use it as a tool for understanding of yourself, your friends, your people, and things like that.
Yes. And if you want a natal chart reading, you can hit me up.
Yes,
My TikTok is queenbee.astrology. You can find me there.
astrology queen.
Astrology Queen,
Yep,
Serena.
she'll give you a reading.
Yes, I definitely will. There's a lot more to it, and it's just kind of fun to learn about yourself and other people. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed our little like yap
Yes,
session
thank
around
you
it.
so
Mhm.
much. Bye, everybody.
See you soon.